and welcome into Cullman in the Morning. I'm Debbie Wood, and our very special guest today representing Wallace State is Keith Tolbert. He is here today to talk about the program that several of us have seen in the news recently, and that's called the FAME program. But also we're going to talk to him a little bit about just electronics in general. And good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank y'all for having us.
Well, thank you for being here. And electronics, is that something that you've always wanted to do, or how did that sort of come about, Keith?
Well, when I was in high school, I took welding at the Career Tech Center where I went to school.
Right.
And we didn't have electronics or electrical or anything like that. So, no, electronics has not always been my background, but after my first production welding job that I had, and that might have been my first problem, was in a production welding job instead of doing something else. But I realized right then that that was not going to be for me. And through a couple other career changes, I was in a box factory in Georgia where we made boxes. And after about 4 years of working 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts, I realized that the only way that I was going to do any better was to have an education. And two of my buddies told me that, hey, we're going to school this fall, you ought to go with us. So I tagged along, and it was until we showed up to the doorstep of the school before I ever figured out what we were going to take. So
that is an awesome story. So when you pulled into the school, you asked then, what are we going to be taking?
Right, and I said, hey, what do we sign up for?
I love it.
And they said, at the time we were going to do telecommunications, and there was a big push for installers and stuff like that. And our advisors advised us to do electronics because telecommunications was a part of electronics.
That's right.
And that was what we did, and I've never had a job in telecommunications. It just worked out, and I've been blessed ever since I've had my technical education, and I've never went without a job. And you
love it. I could tell that you
absolutely.
really love it. So once you got into that class that day, you sort of, or I guess it probably took a week or two, but you realized then that that's the way your mind was geared, and that's what you needed to be doing.
Right. Well, my father had served in the Air Force, and he was an aircraft electrician. At the time, it never rung a bell that I'm following in his footsteps because he ended his career after 38 years of being a crop duster. He was a pilot for 38 years. So, everybody thought I would be a pilot and was following his footsteps, but didn't realize I was following his footsteps because I did what he did when he was in the Air Force.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, the electronics is, when we got in, I knew that was where I was going to be and make a career and be happy making that career.
Wonderful. And prior to coming here, you were teaching where?
I was at the Cherokee County Career and Technology Center in Center, Alabama.
Okay.
And actually started the electronics program there. And 3 years ago, we had an instructor here at Wallace State who had been here for about 25 years. He retired.
Yes.
And I was blessed enough to be able to acquire that position. And Wallace State is a great place, and it's not just in electronics. Anywhere you are on campus at Wallace, it's a family.
It really is, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's grown into that, I think, probably. I mean, look how big they've gotten over the last 10, 15 years.
Absolutely.
And you can just feel the connection there in all areas. Well, I think that says so much about you, the program that you went through, and the fact now that you're teaching there. I think that's awesome. Now, I read an article about the FAME program, and it started in Kentucky. Tell us about that.
So it started in 2010 in Kentucky. Toyota is the parent company of FAME. The technical education wasn't the problem. They were able to get the level of technical training that they needed. It was more the soft skills stuff that they really wanted to see out of their technicians. And so the president of the company, the CEO, made the decision that they would do this at one school and just try this and see how it went. They had Dennis Parker. He's one of the originators and developers of the program. FAME is made up, and when you hear FAME, let me explain this. The easiest way to explain what FAME is,
Right.
it's an honors program for a technical class.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this is the best of the best is what they're going after.
Okay.
But it is made up of a 5-semester program. And in those 5 semesters, you're going to get an MCE, which is a manufacturing core exercise.
Okay.
And these manufacturing core exercises is what sets FAME apart from our regular technical program. The first one deals with safety. All right, it's a safety culture.
Right.
And what they're doing in the safety part of it is training the student. Granted, safety is important in any factory,
Sure.
in any field.
Absolutely.
But they go through go with it through the program with you and teaching you how to develop your eye for safety, pointing things out that could be a hazard. The MCE2 deals with 5S, and 5S is sorting, standardize, sustain. I'm going to miss one of them, I'm sure, but it's basically putting things, certain things have a certain place.
Okay.
That way you can find a certain component or part or tool within 30 seconds
Oh, wow.
from the time you're looking for it.
Right.
So that's the second one. The third one is dealing with lean manufacturing, which is now we have safety in place, now we have 5S in place.
Right.
How can we improve it? How can we even make it better than what it is?
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth is machine reliability. No, the fourth one is problem solving.
Okay.
We have a component, it has blown a fuse. Well, why did it blow a fuse? Well, it had too much current. Well, why does it have too much current?
Mm-hmm.
So it goes all the way to the part that's actually causing the problem.
Okay.
When they change. So it teaches them to look outside the box.
Right.
And actually find the actual problem plumb down to component level.
Problem solving. Okay.
Absolutely.
Troubleshooting.
Troubleshooting,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Troubleshooting. Okay.
Absolutely. And then the fifth element is the reliability. Okay, this broke down. Is there a reason why it broke down? Is there a time frame?
Mm-hmm.
So it goes into all these different steps and
Sure.
teaches the students how to look for these things. And to start with, okay, so the next step is you've got to have a sponsoring company. Granted, Toyota was the only one doing it.
Okay.
So they were the sponsoring company and they sponsored these students the first go around. Well, the students were going to school 2 days a week, and that's the way our program will be set up, just like everybody else's. They go
Okay.
to school 2 days a week, and they'll work 3 days a week.
Okay. Okay.
And yes, a student will be allowed to work overtime, but the overtime will be considered a reward. So as
Okay.
long as the student has good grades, the mentor from the factory has
Right.
talked with the instructor and everybody's agreed that their grades are in good shape, they will be allowed to work overtime at that time. It's not one of those to where
Great.
we have an opportunity for overtime, we're going to let you work it.
Sure.
That's not because,
Okay.
again, they want the best student that they can get. So they took all of that. After that first year, the CEO said, okay, we're going to do one student or one factory per year is going to set up one of these programs in their community, wherever
Okay.
they're located.
Right.
Well, nobody wanted to work with the FAME students to start with because they just thought it was some gimmick going on that the companies were pushing forward, and
Right.
this is not going to work just like anything else that's ever come across.
Right.
But after the first semester, after that first initial semester, everybody was wanting to work with the FAME student.
Oh, wow.
Hey, have y'all got any FAME students we can use in our department, in our area?
They saw the benefit.
The type of student that they were getting in this program was second to
Was
none.
phenomenal.
It was
Do those? Let
absolutely-
me interrupt for just a
No,
second,
no.
and I apologize. But are these students already? Do they already have a background in electronics? Or are they coming in learning all of it at the same time?
That is an absolutely great question. We're after high school students.
Are you really?
And then that's why we're trying to promote this now, and we appreciate y'all having us on to allow us to do this. I need every high school senior to go on our website, and it'll be posted on the at the end of the show.
Right.
But to go to our website and apply.
That's awesome.
Because this is how this is going to work. Our high school seniors, that's what we're targeting, is high school seniors. And they will have an opportunity to graduate high school with a job. We will know on May the 3rd if you're going to be in our FAME program this fall
May the
semester
3rd.
or not.
That is awesome.
Yes, ma'am. And they'll actually start to work this summer.
Okay.
So what the program is designed to do is to allow the students to work, earn earn a good living,
Right.
make enough money to sustain the tuition, the way we've done our, and this is industry led. When I say we, I'm talking about our chapter. I'm not talking about Wallace State.
Right.
I'm talking about our chapter for Wallace State.
Okay.
And this is made up of business and industry. And I'll run that list in a minute because I know I'm probably going to forget one or two, but I'll try to run that list in a minute.
Of the folks that are where they'll be able to work.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
to be
For the,
sponsors. Okay, good.
and majority of them are here in the Cullman area.
Okay. Awesome.
And, you know, we do have a couple in Huntsville and a couple in Birmingham.
Sure.
But the bulk of them are right
Right
here,
here.
and I'm so proud.
Isn't that exciting
Oh.
for the whole program and for our community? Because once they get in that position, they could either maybe go up in that that company, or maybe they could go to the one in Huntsville, Birmingham, at that.
Yes,
meets
absolutely.
their
So,
needs.
so what the way this is going to work is they're going to apply on our website at wsfame.com, and once they go on and apply on May the 2nd, we are going to host interview.
Okay.
So all of the companies that are sponsoring
Sponsor.
companies will have one representative from each company,
Okay.
and they'll do a panel interview one-on-one with our students.
And pick from that.
And then on the 3rd, they are going to make their selection on who they
Okay.
want.
Wonderful.
And it's not based off of ACT scores, or granted, those are important,
Okay.
but those, it's not, I mean, it's based on how well you're going to interview, what they're looking for. I mean, because they're hiring you.
Sure.
I mean, granted, you're not considered a full-time employee until your 5th semester,
Right.
and you've actually been made an official offer.
Right.
But they're sponsoring you and doing they're basically doing a 5-semester interview
This
with
is
you.
awesome. Yes.
And these are high school kids. And I'll go ahead and tell you, this is not a hard number, but it's over $14 an hour will be what their rate of pay is.
See, and learning and getting your education all at the same time. How many students are we going to be able to put through this program for this
We
fall?
have got a limit of 20.
20. Okay.
And we have, at last count, we had enough sponsors for 17.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you're going to get the cream of the crop, hopefully.
Oh,
aren't you?
absolutely.
Cream of the crop.
And that's why we're doing this, is I need all of our local area students.
Yes.
If you're halfway interested in engineering type classes, you know, electronics is a form of engineering. That's
Sure.
my degree background as electronic engineering technician.
Yes.
So I mean, you know, this is part of engineering, just on the electronic side of it.
Sure.
So you know, if that technical problem solving, troubleshooting background
Interest
we
you.
can make a lot of money.
Yes. And maybe, Keith, maybe they are not sure, too, what they want to do, sort of like so many of us, you know, and this might help them to know that this is what they want to do.
Well, absolutely.
Immediately, if they don't have plans for this coming fall.
And they're welcome to come and visit our program. Myself and Tom Howells, the other electronics instructor there,
Okay.
they're more than welcome. Our technical dean, Jimmy Hodges,
Great guy.
Oh my gosh, you can't beat him.
Yes.
He's a phenomenal guy.
Do they need to call before they come? Just
Yeah,
to
it's
make
okay
sure?
to call or send us an email, either one.
Okay.
You know, I'll give you both of our email
Okay.
addresses. That way you can
All
put
right,
them
let's
up
do that. And,
when we do. And send us an email or call us. Either
Okay.
one doesn't matter.
Perfect.
Set up a schedule, and I know high school seniors have some visit days that they can go
Yes,
do.
they do.
And just come
Over
and
the next
just
couple
come and hang
weeks.
out with us for a little while, and I'll let you work with some of my senior students now.
Yes.
That way they can ask them questions.
That's
they can
true.
get more information from them than they can me.
Well-
I mean, they can. It's real information. It's the information they really want.
They
you
really
know?
want.
Yeah.
So see, that's such a good thing. So if you have a student that's just not quite sure of what they want to do when they graduate, which is less than 30 days from now, it's so hard to believe, let them, call, go down and visit. It's a wonderful program. it might just be perfect for that individual. And as we close today, do you want to mention any of those sponsors?
Sure.
I mean, we may leave some off, but do you want to mention
I'll
two or three key ones?
I'll see if I can hit the big ones. Yataka,
Okay.
Reliance Worldwide, Alltech, they're in Birmingham, Louis Alice, which is in Warrior, I believe it is.
Okay.
Remington Arms in Huntsville.
In Huntsville. Great
CNA
company.
Automations also in Huntsville. Camtech, which is in Tarrant.
Boy, the list is
Louisiana Pacific
Oh,
here in
okay.
Huntsville. And
wonderful then.
yeah, I mean, Zero RPM, gosh, I can't forget those guys.
Yes, those guys are great too.
Awesome.
Been
Very-
around for years and years and years. So.
Love the Zero RPM guys, they're big
Yes.
sponsors. But still, yes, it's all of these companies are just perfect. Been a blessing to work with,
Yes.
and
For our entire community. So that's wonderful. And we just remember up to maybe 20 students is what they're going to be able to take. So be one of those students if you're interested. And I know y'all going to do great. We wish you the best. And we're
Thank
so
you
glad
so
we got
much.
to meet you.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I know you do wonderful for the program down there. And that, for new students coming in, that's so important to make them feel comfortable and want to be there.
absolutely, that's what we want.
That's so important, isn't it? And of course, with us today, Keith Tolbert. He is the instructor, electronics instructor at Wallace State. Wonderful program. Go online and check it out, the FAME program. And we want to say thank you for tuning in today. We hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. We'll see you. Bye-bye.